Hi everybody, and welcome back to the channel. So I've been playing Warmachine on and off for the last 10 years. Of all the tabletop war games out there, it is my favorite, both in terms of setting and gameplay. It's what's first exposed me to tabletop wargaming and miniature painting, and I haven't looked back since. In the current iteration of Warmachine, I play Storm Legion, the Tesla punk, electric-powered good guys. Warmachine follows one continuous story, and at this point in the lore, the apocalypse has already happened. This new iteration of Cygnar is what rose from the ashes. Leaner, cleaner, shinier, and ready to lead the Iron Kingdoms to providence. In the lore, and on the tabletop, all of the great kingdoms have brought back a singular warjack that exemplifies what each nation and each faction embodies. In this video, we'll be painting one of those warjacks. This is the Thunderhead, Storm Legion's 80mm super heavy warjack. There's a lot of real estate on this guy. A lot of big, broad, and open panels. One step that I like to take when I paint something this big is to prime it in a similar color to the paint scheme. If I primed this model in black, I would need multiple layers of green to hide the dark underneath. Having these large panels be the same color allows me to go straight into painting the colors that I actually want to paint. We'll be utilizing a lot of wet blending for this guy. As we start using more colors, you're going to start to notice that I'm painting this guy very volumetric. He's a very round, very bulbous model. Along with the edge highlighting that you're going to see me do in the future, you'll see me focusing my highlights in between the first two front pods on his shoulders. Wet blending looks great if you want smooth color gradient. If you want to wet blend though, you have to be okay with these ugly stages. Like everything when you're painting miniatures, trust the process. It may look a little messy now, but it's going to turn out great in the future. Never be afraid to go back and forth, light and dark, to get the gradient that you want. You can see here, as I'm going lighter, I'm actually going darker as well. So I get bored really easily if I have to paint the same thing over and over again. Taking a break from the green, I'm going to start blocking out all of the metallic bits on the model. You're going to see that I utilize both true metallic metal and non-metallic metal on this model. I don't think there's any one technique that's inherently better than the other. I think non-metallic metal definitely has its place, but I'm not trying to win a golden demon with this model. But what I do think people miss the mark with when it comes to true metallic metals is that you have to choose the right color for your model. I didn't go in with a pure gold for this model. Instead, I'm starting with a desaturated, brassy type of gold and then going over it with a red sepia. Just adding that little bit of red-orange to the metal really helps complement the green of the model. When experimenting with metallics, don't just go silver and don't just go gold. There are green golds, reddish golds, very desaturated golds, there's blue silvers, bright silvers. Start experimenting with different colored metallics. Now that the metallic detour is finished, we're going back into highlighting the green. Using a thinner brush with more control, we're going to start edge highlighting. At this exact point in painting, this is where edge highlighting really shines. The contrast between the light green that I'm currently using next to the dark green that I painted earlier is going to make those armor panels really stand out. Painting is an illusion. If you want your miniature to give off the sense that it's reflecting light, you need to be able to utilize the dark spaces as well. That's why in the front and the back of the shoulder panels, I'm keeping some spaces down towards the bottom dark. Case in point, we keep going lighter on the edges. As my green highlights keep getting lighter, you can see that I'm following the roadmap that I gave myself earlier when I was wet blending all the colors. The brighter the highlight, the smaller the area that you need to paint. I'm also using the same green for a little bit of visual interest. I'm giving my model a little bit of chip damage. Now that the green is done, we're going to start painting the white panels. When painting white, you never utilize pure white. Across every panel that I want to be white, you're going to see that I start with this very dark gray and I work my way up. Nothing in nature is ever purely white. Now this is the point in the video that I was talking about earlier. Not only are we utilizing true metallic metal, we'll also be playing around with some non-metallic metal as well. Off camera, I practiced some non-metallic metal on some parts that I'm going to have white. Working my way up from the dark gray, I'm going to paint the white in the same style as I did the big green shoulder pads. A little scratchy, a little smooth, but it looks like it's going to be reflecting the light. I had some fun with this armor panel. This armor panel specifically is going to be painted in a very non-metallic metal style. Just like our green edge highlighting. To make your non-metallic metals truly pop, you need to be able to utilize the dark spaces along with the highlights. You'll see a lot of this specific armor panel that I'm painting now. It's going to be left that very dark gray to play off of the highlights that I'll be painting on in a little bit. Different shapes reflect light differently. How I paint the highlights on these white pieces are going to be different from how I painted the highlights on the green shoulder pads. The shoulder pads were more round like a ball, but these white pieces are more cylindrical. When walking around your home, when walking around outside, look at how different things reflect light. Pipes and faucets reflect light differently than park benches, cars, etc. So I got a little carried away with this part. Painting all the Tesla coils in this electric blue is my favorite part of painting Storm Legion. The problem is I forgot to record some of it, and even the recordings that I do have are all pretty bad. So instead, we're going to jump to this next part. I wanted to try something that I've never done before. I'm going to use this acrylic white ink from Liquitex and fill in all of the gaps in the blue. I wanted to make all of my coils look like they were really, really glowing. Afterwards, to tone down the white, I went in with this light blue contrast paint. I wanted to have some of the white show through, but I wanted to cool down the white as well. I don't dislike it. It's definitely something worth experimenting with a little bit more. So what does everybody think? Did I do the Thunderhead justice? Is there anything that I could have improved on? What'd you like? What don't you like? Tell me in the comments below. If you want to see more Warmachine, like, comment, and subscribe for more. And I hope to see you guys soon. Thanks for stopping by.